4, 3, 2. What is up, YouTube, and how are you guys doing? It's a little after 12 o'clock. It is time for lunch break, brought to you by recteq, powered by Kingsford. Man, it's all about Italian week this week at recteq. We're bringing you our very best Italian recipes just to make your life complete. Well, without any further ado, I'm going to pass it over to my good friend, your master chef, Greg Muller.
What's up, recteq family? I'm Chef Greg, your Director of Culinary Innovation. Today we're going to bring you some awesome, amazing content coming off of this RT340. Appreciate you guys joining us here for lunch break, presented by recteq, powered by Kingsford. Chef John, we got those hickory pellets just rolling
sure enough,
on that
too.
RT340.
We sure enough do.
Rolling.
I'm excited about today's show.
Shoot, yeah, buddy. We're going to show you guys how to make some delicious focaccia bread from scratch, cooked right here on that RT340. Probably my favorite grill for baking, because it's the perfect size for a half sheet pan.
Yeah.
Okay. And then right now, there is a sale going on. You can pick up an RT340 with 220 pounds of pellets for $6.99. That's a savings of $120
That's
there.
right.
It's amazing. But guys, do us a favor. Make sure you ring that bell and subscribe to recteq's YouTube channel. We do appreciate it. And while you're at it, make sure you subscribe to us on all content. And if you're watching on, Facebook, because someone shared it over there, go ahead and share that content so all of your friends and family can learn how to make some delicious focaccia bread. All right, Chef John, any good questions and comments rolling
They're
in?
all just starting to tune in now, Chef Greg. They're starting to roll in.
All righty. Well, we're going to get started because this is going to take a little bit of time. I've got 2 cups of tepid water here. Tepid is not fancy water. It's not from, the glaciers of Iceland. Okay? Tepid, like a nice warm temperature. Okay? Not too hot, but just, it's like baby bath water, right? I don't know if that's the right. 2 tablespoons of sugar. Okay? Because we got to feed the yeast. We're going to add 2 packets of premium yeast here. Sorry, the knife's a little dirty. We were having a little Scooby snack before the show. But you can cook anything in your recteq. And I love when people, kind of question, what's your favorite thing to cook? I love cooking anything people say you can't cook on a grill.
That's
okay?
right.
Or a smoker.
Sure.
This is one of them.
Sure.
You ever made bread from scratch in a pellet grill? Just saying. All right, so we've got 2 cups of water, some sugar, and we're just going to feed that yeast for just a little bit. So what's going to happen here is that yeast is going to consume the sugar, right? And then it's going to release carbon dioxide and get bubbly, bubbly, bubbly. Now, if this was cold water, this process would take a little bit longer to happen because, the yeast likes nice, warm environments.
Yeah, just like everything else. Just like
Yeah.
everything else, Chef Greg.
Yeah. And you can use, packet yeast. You can use the stuff in the jars. But it does not take long for that yeast to dissolve, and then it's going to start to get bubbly, bubbly, bubbly. But, yeah, beautiful day here at the worldwide headquarters of recteq.
Sure enough
in
is.
Evans, Georgia. Me and Chef John almost had matching shirts on today.
Almost.
Almost. We were close. I almost wore that one, but I figured with flour, it might show up less on this one. I don't know. But
Shout out to our good friends at Kingsford hooking us up with these shirts.
heck yeah. Shoot, yeah. We got some great friends at Kingsford. They got the bull on the sleeve and everything. I love it. All right, so you can see this yeast is starting to get like a little bit foamy. Okay? It doesn't take very long, just like a minute or 2. So we're going to go ahead and add a little bit of olive oil. Okay? And you really want to spring for the good stuff, right? Just a little bit of smoked kosher salt.
Now, Chef Greg, what is the good stuff when it comes to olive oil?
You want to get that like extra virgin first press thing going on. We're going to use a little garlic powder. And you can use roasted garlic if you want, but I didn't want chunks this time. I just wanted that garlic flavor. And then to really bring home the herbage, we're going to use that Colton's freaking Greek. We're going to add like a tablespoon of that in here. And there's some salt in there, nutmeg. So you got to be careful. It's windy. Bad day to make bread, John. We got like an east to west wind here at about, I don't know, 10 to 12 miles an hour.
I know the wind's blowing, but there's never a bad day for bread, Chef Greg.
No, never a bad day. All right, we've got 5 cups of flour that we're going to add about 4 cups. And you take your hand and just kind of work it back and forth.
Okay.
Okay? And you could use a mixer or a machine. Quite frankly, you don't need to. Okay?
Now, Chef Greg, Chris Walden asked, what's the best way to smoke salt?
Okay, so I use a baking sheet or like a cookie tray. I put that recteq on low. I use a very robust pellet. So for me, I'm going to use, hickory or the signature blend. And I'm just going to let it go for like all day, like 8 hours, and maybe stir it every now and then. But that's it. Just kind of leave it alone, let it do its thing, and yeah, it'd be good to go. Now this dough, you can see, is kind of sticky. Okay. I'm going to forego the glove, and here's why, because you got to get your hands in there, people.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so it's a little bit sticky, so what we're going to do is we're going to sachet a little bit of flour on the board.
Sachet, look at you.
Just like that, okay? That's what it's called. I'm not making it up.
No, you're right.
Okay, so you grab that dough ball, okay? And then we're going to knead this dough like you need this recipe. And I'm going to need you guys to make sure you subscribe and go ahead and share this content,
That's right.
So 3, 2, 1,
smash it!
So kneading is real simple, okay? Keep your hands nicely floured. It won't stick. Lift over. Use the heel of your hand. Push down. Rotate. Same thing. So flip in half. Push down. And just keep it going. Just like that.
All right, Chef Greg, we got a question.
If it gets sticky, just a little more flour in your hands.
We got a question from C. Dewey23. He said, could you add chopped rosemary?
You certainly could add chopped rosemary. You could add tons of your fresh herbs in there. Now, for me, that Colton's Freaking Greek with that marjoram, plenty of flavor there. But you can add anything. You want to add a little olive in there? Go for it. You want to add some roasted garlic? Go for it. This is like a blank canvas. So think of this as like the pulled pork of the bread world.
Oh,
you can add anything.
I like that.
Okay? And like I said, if it starts to stick, just a little more flour on your board. But typically, 4.5 to 5 cups of flour. It really depends on the humidity of, the area makes a big difference too.
Now, Chef Greg, if they want this recipe or any of the recipes they see us doing a live show, what do they need to do? Where do they need to go?
All you got to do is jump over to recteq.com/lunchbreak, put your email address in there, and we'll get this to you. Now, if you're impatient, this recipe is actually already on the website.
Okay.
Now, we're going to recteqify it a little bit, but the base recipe is right there. So those of you that go to the gym, more power to you.
Yeah.
I just play with my food. So I don't need to work on like my forearms and triceps and delts and lats and biceps because I'm doing it right here. Okay?
It's a full body workout right there, Chef Greg.
Well, I mean, okay, coming from a guy like yourself with a little bit more girth, you're 6'6" over the top. I'm like 5'6", trying to like.
That's right. Over the top, Chef Greg. Over the top.
All right, so it's just a little bit sticky in my hands. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep working this for like a couple minutes. That's it. I think, kneading bread is kind of therapeutic. You just kind of jam out, put on some tunes. This is good music for like AC/DC or Metallica.
That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, like if we get some Clash right now.
Yes. I like where your head's at, Chef Greg. Now, Chef Greg, can you tell us about that RT340?
I would love to. All right, the RT340 comes standard with a 20-pound hopper, 2-year warranty. You can cook with it just like that or leave those legs collapsed if you're in the back of a tailgate. It's the perfect travel companion if you like to live your recteq lifestyle on the road. If you've got a camper or RV, motor coach, you can fit that in the forward storage compartment. It is 24 inches high when collapsed. And again, right now on sale, $6.99 with 220 pounds of pellets. But you can see this is getting nice and elastic, okay? Look how beautiful that looks.
Yeah, it does, Chef Greg.
I mean, I know a thing or two.
Now, Chef Greg, are there some kind of flours that are better than others for making pizza or bread?
Yeah, so I'm using bread flour right here. It's got a little bit of a higher protein content. So what that's going to do is give a little bit firmer chew. All right, and there's nothing wrong with that. You can use AP. It's just not going to be as dense. Obviously, you're not going to use like a cake flour or a fine flour for this, but bread flours are good. So that's it. Done. Bada bing, bada boom.
I like it.
Dude, we don't mess around, Chef
Easy
John.
peasy.
All right, so I started with a whole gallon of oil. It's almost empty. I'm just kidding. So what we're going to do is oiled bowl, You're going to put this in a nice warm spot. The perfect spot for this, right there.
Ooh, I like it.
Put it on the hopper lid of your RT340.
Ooh.
Looking good, looking good, looking good.
Now, Chef Greg.
Yeah, buddy.
Fuzz the Fat Guy asks, can you guys start doing a keto series for us fatties?
Well, you got to follow Jody Flanagan because right now he's doing that keto thing.
That's right.
But this one cooked a little quick. I'm gonna take that one off real quick. Okay, we're not there yet. We're gonna get there.
Ooh.
Okay, patience is a virtue, people.
That look good.
We have another sheet pan. Let me go grab that sheet pan right here. Oh, perfect. All right. So that's gonna need to rest for about an hour. After that, it's gonna look like this.
Okay.
It's gonna about double in size. Okay. So we're gonna work it a little bit. Common thing with the olive oil. Okay, we're gonna flop it out just like that. No need to use lotion in an Italian household.
No.
You just got the olive oil. So what we're doing is we're just gonna punch this down and start to shape it out.
Now, what kind of shape are you going for, Chef Greg?
You know what? It doesn't matter. You can do a rectangle. You can do a round. We did a full-size pan. You can stretch it out. Now, it might kind of tighten back up on you. Don't worry about it. Just give it a poke. Now, the beauty of poking like this is that's dimples because we're going to put olive oil on the top.
Yes. So you're saying you want a rough surface on the top?
I mean, you got to get a little rough with it.
Yeah, buddy.
Okay, so that right there is looking good. So again, no need for lotion in an Italian household, just more olive oil. Now we're going to let this sit and go through a secondary rise. So the first rise is going to happen in that bowl. That second rise is going to happen in the pan. Okay?
Okay.
Let this sit for, again, maybe 30, 35 minutes. It really just depends how nice and warm it is. You can lay some plastic wrap over the top of that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bake it in the RT340 at 350 degrees for about 35 minutes. Then it's going to come out looking like this.
Okay.
Okay, golden brown. But we're going to top it off with a little pesto because I don't know about you, Chef John. I can't get enough basil.
Yeah, me neither.
I love fresh basil.
Anything with pine nuts and basil, I'm a fan of.
Some Parmesan cheese.
Yes.
So we're going to go ahead and just kind of rub this down with that pesto. Super, super easy. And then this is an Italian meal. You got to have the Parmigiano Reggiano, okay? We're going to hit it with some cheese. And there's no need to put this back in the grill because it's already so warm, it's just going to melt on in there. Just like that. A little Parmesan pesto focaccia. Doesn't take very long.
Man, that looks so good, Chef Greg.
Yeah, buddy. You know what, Chef John, this is not going to suck.
No, it is not. I need everybody out there to smash that red rectangle over there and share this all over the net.
I mean, you got to like and subscribe because you never know what content's going to happen. You never know when we go live, so ring that bell, set your notifications so you can get the latest and greatest of content from us here at recteq.
Chef Greg, it looks amazing on camera, just so you know.
You know what, John? I appreciate the fact that you're always looking out
I'm telling you.
for stuff that's looking good. So we're going to go ahead and take this. Now, you can do sandwiches with this. You can just go for the dunking. Okay, now before you dive into that, you want to like let it cool down a little bit. Now we did make one a little bit earlier. I made like a bruschetta mix. We took up some diced tomatoes, some fresh mozzarella, some olive oil, and we just let that go, you know, maybe another 10 minutes on the top.
Yes.
And this is the perfect size for like a flatbread sandwich. If you're, you know, obviously this is not keto friendly at all because there's carbs in there.
Yes.
But you can do some nice rolled cold cuts on there. And I love eating kind of deconstructed sandwiches.
Yeah.
So I don't mind like snacking on like the cured meats, the soprasats, the salamis, the prosciuttos, the beautiful hams, smoked turkeys, and then manging on the bread as well. But Sherpa did have a request though.
What did he request?
You know, he said he would go to these places to eat. He'd take the ladies out. And the ladies liked dipping the bread into the shmoo.
In the shmoo.
You got to dip it in the shmoo.
Yeah.
Or the sugu, sauce, right?
That's right.
So again, really nice olive oil. And shout out to Roma Foods. Funny story about Roma Foods. When I used to work at that club in Aiken, the gentleman lived next door, Lou Piancone, owns Roma Foods. So super nice guy.
That's cool.
Yeah. So we're going to grab a little of that smoked kosher salt. So we got some nice olive oil, some good smoked salt.
Yes.
You know what, Chef John? I don't think we have enough Parmesan cheese, though.
No, definitely not.
All right, so you're going to be like, the waitress at the restaurant, tell us when?
Sherp doesn't even say, he doesn't know how to say when.
Okay, Sherpa. I wasn't sure how long you'd let that go.
Yeah, me neither.
I was waiting for it, you know? This is a show. We don't splash stuff at Sherpa, though. A little balsamic vinegar, just like that.
Yes.
It's really that simple, people. Okay, some beautiful focaccia bread.
That's right.
From scratch, cooked on the RT 340. And I love just kind of cutting it into big squares.
Now, Chef Craig, Rocky McKee asked, how long did you bake it and at what temperature?
We're at 375 degrees. It baked for about 25 minutes. Obviously, if you go thicker, smaller pan, it might take a little bit longer. But that's what you want. I love pieces that are like that thick. You know, half-inch thick.
Perfect for dipping.
Yeah. Little crispity crunch. But that pesto on there. Love it. And again, if you let this cool down, you can go ahead and cut like a sandwich with it and have like a nice kind of flatter bread. And again, if you got that turkey or something, now again, this is like right out of the grill, so not the right time to be cutting it. But you can stand that bad boy up. Burn my fingers here. Boom, you can make a nice turkey sandwich, and that'd be perfect right there.
Yeah, it would be perfect.
Okay. But again, you guys can cook anything on your recteq. It doesn't matter if it's biscuits or briskets, anything in between. That RT 340 will give you plenty of room to cook. And again, we'll pop this bad boy in there. But I am going to take a little bit of that smoked kosher salt on the top because I think it's delicious. But again, if you check out the inside of this Sherpa, check it out. A half-size sheet pan fits perfectly inside. So whether you're making cookies, cakes, pies, anything in there, you have plenty of cook space, plenty of circulation. And again, this is the best companion if you're, camping or traveling around the country.
For sure.
Because you don't want to heat up your RV or motor coach. You're not baking bread.
No.
In the RT 340, you can cook anything. It's got a 20-pound hopper. It's got that same Y-pellet Wi-Fi controller. Comes standard with 2 platinum-tipped meat probes. About a pound an hour at 300 degrees, so you can cook for about 20 hours straight. And if you're using those Kingsford pellets, there's really 3 things you have to remember, okay? It's 100% all-natural American hardwood.
That's right.
Okay? 100%.
100%.
So that means no fillers, okay? No bad judge in there. Nothing but the best, right? 1%. 1% ash with those Kingsford pellets. So if you're going through 20 pounds of pellets, you're going to get a quarter pound, okay, of ash. That's 4 ounces. That's like that much, okay? It's crazy how efficient they are.
That's right.
Okay? And zero fillers, zero junk, nothing but the best on these recteqs. I mean, you have the best grill. Why not run the best fuel?
That's right.
Because you got that Rolls Royce or Ferrari, you're not putting that 87 octane in there. Okay, you're putting in that 93, or maybe you're like stepping up to that race gas.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about right there. Chef John, any other good questions and comments coming?
All right, we got one question coming in right here at the end. The question is sea salt acceptable to smoke instead of kosher salt? What are the benefits of either?
Absolutely. So sea salt will have natural elements in there, different flavor profiles. Some have sort of like, it's going to sound silly, but like ocean essences in there. Or other minerals if it's like cave salt. But yeah, you can use sea salt or other natural salts in there is just fine. We did get a question there around like a Himalayan salt block. Salt blocks are great for cooking on. Some people actually take some of them and they'll grate them like you would say like nutmeg over dishes. If you smoke a block of salt, it's not really going to penetrate like it would in flaked salt. So you would definitely want to utilize a flaked salt for your smoking purposes. But do a lot at one time. If you're not occupying all of the space inside of your recteq, go ahead and grab a couple pounds of salt. It only costs you a couple bucks at the store. Smoke it off. It's a perfect way to finish, your favorite vegetables, fish, things like that. But Chef John, you can come here and try some of this bread with me.
Sure, I'll come on over and try some of this.
Now, normally you don't want to eat bread like right out of the oven or the recteq. Okay, you want to let it cool down a little bit because you get a little bit of a stomach ache when you eat a lot of hot bread.
Yeah.
But cheers. I'm going to the Dunkin'
Yeah, me
here.
too. I'm getting some of that Sherpa Judge.
You're doing what now?
Yeah, that Sherpa Judge. Cheers,
Cheers,
America.
buddy.
I like that.
Not too dense, but like not light and fluffy. It's kind of like a bagel.
Super flavorful. You get the pesto, a little bit of salt from the Parmesan cheese, and then the dip.
You also get the sweetness of the smoke in there too, man. Like the,
You really do. Absolutely delicious, Chef Greg.
that does not suck.
Another home run.
I love it. What you don't want to do when you're baking bread right away, let me finish chewing this. Jody Flanagan has that like art where like he's like a snake. He can like dislocate his jaw and like swallow the biggest bite immediately
I've seen
while
it.
on camera.
I've
like
seen
I
it.
gotta learn that. That's why he's the recteq rolls expert. Got a little learning to do.
I think he had a lot of practice when he was younger.
Could be. Now, one thing you want to make sure when you start putting food in the baked items into your recteq, okay? There's a thing called oven spring or smoker spring. So when you have a hot environment and you put your baking goods in there, what's going to happen is it's going to pop up and leaven. If you're opening and closing that lid a lot, you're going to let out a lot of that moisture and heat, and it's not going to rise up all the way. So leave it in there for about 10-15 minutes. You want to take a peek, just wait till after that. You won't be disappointed with it, trust me. But whether you want to top it with, a tomato mixture, some pesto, or leave it plain, this recipe is sure to impress all your friends and family. Because if you're going to have your friends and family over for a good Italian feast, that Sunday supper, go the extra mile, make some bread from scratch.
Sure enough.
Absolutely delicious. You can definitely make this in big quantities. Go ahead and freeze it after it's cooked, thaw it out. Absolutely amazing. Plus, if there's any left over, leave it out on the counter to dry out. Throw it in the food processor. Now you're going to have some delicious, fresh focaccia breadcrumbs. Child, please.
So
you want
good.
to take John's meatballs to the next level?
Yeah.
Put some, like, fresh focaccia breadcrumbs in those.
That's what I'm talking
So
about.
we should have made this on Monday.
Yes, and I could have used that for the
Maybe next year for Italian Week
next year.
we'll revamp the order so you guys can get it right.
Next year.
But guys, do me a favor. Make sure you go ahead and smash that red rectangle. Subscribe to the channel because we got amazing content coming at you all week long. Make sure you like and subscribe on all social media platforms because Chef John and Jody are going to go live at 4 o'clock.
That's right.
For Product Spotlight. Chef John's going to get a little bit of a nap this afternoon, come back for Late Night Munchies. That's going to be on Instagram at 11 o'clock. Tomorrow, Fun Day Friday, is a big show, okay? It's going to be the climax of Italian Week. It's going to be a feast. We have all sorts of food. We're going to kind of do like an Italian steakhouse kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we got a lot going on because we figured we'd do the bread when Jody wasn't here since he can't eat it since he's living that keto lifestyle. But tomorrow we're bringing the meats. We're going loud and proud on the recteq. We're going to cram these grills packed full of meat. You guys are going to love it. But from all of us here at the recteq worldwide headquarters in beautiful Evans, Georgia, it's a busy day around here. We got a lot to do. But God bless you. God bless the United States. And we will see you
At the recteq. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. Recteq lifestyle. Set it and come get it. When the sun starts going down,